Yo, what is up, guys? This is DPS Podcast episode, I think 21.
It is 21.
Okay, good. Sometimes you know what, Slomo. Sometimes I just say just to make sure you know that I'm on track. Because numbers have been running through.
Sure, you didn't know. Yeah.
Listen. Numbers have been going through my head for the last 48 hours because of the amount of money that is coming out of my bank account. It is, oh my God.
Yeah, that's what happens when you buy a house, and then you get in the house and you realize, oh, I gotta buy a new lawnmower. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta replace this thing that I didn't that was missing the house inspection. Oh, I gotta blah 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 blah. Yeah. You're gonna be dealing with that for at least another 2 or 3 months, man.
Oh man, it's like, and then my wife went to she went to the store. It was like, yeah, what'd you think about this furniture? I'm like, I was like, how about we get the flooring done first before we buy furniture?
Hey, yo, shout out to Racer in the chat. What's up, man? Asher Lucas says, good luck with shoveling that snow. Oh, man.
Bro.
Yo, hey, we were just talking about that before we went live. He got to deal with more snow. I'm like, please let that stay in Michigan. I don't want none of that. You come over here to the East Coast. I have had enough.
I think Luca got hit by it yesterday, I think. Or did they get hit by it? You get hit by it earlier today, Luca? Man.
So Taz, what's up, man? Dark Sire, what's good, bro? Yeah.
Oh,
man,
Taz knows about it because Taz, he lived like 5 minutes away. So he knows about the eye of the blizzard that's going on outside right now. I was driving like something. I told you, I said, I'll be home in 15 minutes. I looked outside the store when I walked out, and I was like, oh no, this is going to be 30 minutes. Because you couldn't even see stops. You couldn't even see stop lights until you got within probably 15 feet of them, because it was completely a whiteout.
I got a quick story for you. Back in 2011, there was like the biggest blizzard in the Washington D.C. area since like the 1920s or something. It was ridiculous. We got like 6 feet of snow, and then 2 days later we got like another 6 feet of snow. It was crazy, and crazy for us because this area isn't used to that kind of snow. So the state government wasn't prepared. No one had no idea. So people was going through emergency funds, emergency budgets, trying to get stuff shoveled. And me back then, I was a store manager for a rent-a-car company. I ain't gonna say the rent-a-car company's name because what I'm about to say is about to be super slanderous, and honestly, they should have been. They could have been sued for this kind of stuff. So every morning since this blizzard was hitting us, I had to be on these conference calls with the area manager, and the area manager trying to figure out who coming in to work. And we try to figure out, why do you think anyone wants to rent a car during a blizzard?
Right.
To go where? To drive, to do what? You can't go nowhere. But all they care about is profits and money and year over year financials and all that stuff. So they worried about their money and their bonuses. I'm worried about the fact that my wife, pregnant with our first kid.
Right.
And she due any day. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be stuck in a blizzard. And she about to give birth. So all that's it.
That sounds like a movie about to happen.
Yo, it felt like one. So I opened up it wasn't so bad the first day. And I said, you know what? I told my staff, don't come into work. I'll come in. I guarantee ain't nobody showing up to rent a car during a blizzard. So I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna open things up. When it gets bad, I'm out. I lived only 5 minutes away from my store, Forte. It took me 10 minutes to get there. After being there for 20 minutes, my boss calls me. He's like, Slow-mo, get the hell out of there right now. I'm like, you told me to come in. I know. It's about to get worse. Go home now. Hey. I close up. Bruh. It took me 10 minutes to get there. It took me an hour to get home.
Yeah, man.
An hour. The blizzard was hitting, so I had never seen anything like that before. And I'm driving in this Toyota Camry trying to make it home. I finally, look, when I got home, I was snowed in for a week. I couldn't even see, like, we were living in an apartment and we couldn't even see the cars outside. Like the snow was higher than like the top of SUVs.
Mm.
So the entire time I'm just thinking like, I'm probably gonna have to like deliver my child. Like, I don't know what's about to happen, but I said, hey, you know, we have to get prepared. You know, let me start looking up some self help. So you have to deliver this child, you know, tutorials or something, because we ain't making it to the hospital. But yeah, I mean,
Right.
like, look, it gets crazy. And this is the reason why I hate it around here is that we get snow so infrequently that the government is never prepared for it when it happens. Like it's different if you live in, say, like where you live, or you live in Minnesota, Alaska, Canada, where they know they're gonna get snow every year. They know it,
Right.
so they're prepared for it. They know what to do about it. Out here, it'd be like it's about to snow. People act like the world about to end every time it's about to snow. They rush through the grocery stores, they snatching and running everything. I'm like, bro, it's just snow. It ain't that serious, but you know.
That's yo, man. It's dangerous out here right now, man. I was driving like I had like a flashback because in what was it 2016, that's when I had the car accident where I literally got my femur broken in half because of snow. And I was driving, it's like every time it snows I always have this almost anxiety attack, especially when I get close to the spot, because it literally happened not even a minute away from my house. Like literally all I had to do was make a left turn and I would have been inside our parking complex. And like even today driving, like today probably was the worst because I was driving, I was like, I can't see nothing. And I'm like driving probably 10 miles an hour. And I'm like, yo, this ain't good, man. So just instantly in my head, everything just started happening. And I was like, okay, calm the hell down because it's bad out here, bro. And then on top of it, I started thinking about the new house. And shout out to Eagle fans. He asked, is this the new spot? No, that will be next week. We move in on Friday afternoon, morning. You know, African Americans never have a good sense of time, and when they actually do things, we might move in late as heck. It might be midnight when we move up in there if my wife plans it. Oh, did she hear that? No, she didn't hear that. Because she's sitting in the other room. But no, yeah, so we move in there next week. But yeah, it's crazy when you think about how weather truly just impacts people's decisions of where they live. Like one of my best friends, Vaughn, he lives in North Carolina. And I'm like, bro, it's no better in North Carolina. He's like, it's way better than Michigan. I was like, bro, I said, what you talking about? 2 degrees, probably 10 at most. Y'all get snow just like we do. I ain't moving to Michigan because of. I was like, come on, man. Y'all make it seem like you act like you live in Florida. Where there's no such thing as snow, like where they declare a national emergency when a flurry hits the ground.
Yeah, that's how it is in Atlanta too. I remember one of my friends that he should know better because he grew up with me in the DC area, but he moved out to Atlanta with his wife. He'd been out there for like a decade. They got 2 inches of snow.
What's up, Art? What up, Erodimus?
What's up, Rod?
I see you fixed. You just call him Rod now.
I just call him Rod. It is what it is.
I was waiting to see if you was good because Luca got her hand on the.
I know she couldn't wait. I say I didn't get it wrong this time. My friend in Atlanta, they got 2 inches of snow one time. State of emergency.
Yes,
in Georgia, over 2 inches of snow. 2. He all taking pictures. He's like, man, yo, we moved to a hotel for the weekend. For what? Yo, look outside, man. I'm like, what am I supposed to like? Me and my boys looking at the pictures. He's sitting there like, what are we supposed to be seeing? Is that what's going on? Man. You will see all that snow on the ground? No, I don't, fool. What are you talking about? Like, it's crazy how like perception based on what you're used to and where you live can really influence how you react to things. And I knew a guy in college who was from Alaska, and it was cold. It was so cold in Baltimore. This dude was walking around with a t-shirt and shorts on. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, it feels good out here." I'm like, "Man, I'm about to freeze to death." But that's how we humans are when it comes to.
I know that's right. So shout out to Yobi up in the chat. Peace, love, and life. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you coming through. And we already said what's up to Erodimus. I think
matter of fact, since our homie Erodimus is in the chat, let me he hit me up earlier, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, what would you say about this price for a graphics card?" So I'm like, all right, let me check this link out, right? Let me check this link out. I ain't never heard. No, it's not eBay. I never heard the store before. Never heard the store. That's already the first red flag, right? Second red flag. This graphics card is only $90.
Huh?
Dude.
Is that part? Is that just the casing that's in here?
Guess what kind of graphics card it is? 2080 Ti.
No way.
Yeah, bro, $90 for a 2080 Ti.
He gonna send him a box.
That's why I told him, I'm like, bro, you are not getting this graphics card. You are getting a picture of this graphics card.
You ain't gonna get the box. He gonna send you a picture. Did you read the fine print? Did they say that this is not a PS5? You are actually bidding on the actual picture.
Let me look at the link again, because I before he ordered this, I need to make sure that he ain't getting got, man. Good grief!
Lucas said Ron got to put the graphics card together from scratch.
He got to put it together. It's the what's the name of that store where you go where it's got to build your own furniture?
Oh Lord.
Oh, they got the name is in yellow. I can't remember it. All right, whatever. Look, it's never mind. The graphics card, first off, the original price is way too cheap anyway. Yeah, $317. Really? $317. And it's the EVGA one, which is the best aftermarket 2080 Ti.
Yeah. FTW.
$317 marked down to 8627. During a pandemic,
you can't even find it. Can't even find a graphics card.
I can sell my graphics card right now, my 2070 Super, for more than I paid for the MSRP.
Yeah, you can.
I could go sell it on eBay for $650.
Yeah,
and it's a $500 card. Well, it was $500 card when it was brand new. Now, I mean, technically, it should be a little bit cheaper, but pandemic stuff. I'm telling you. He said high risk, high reward. Yeah. You
did you really buy it?
That $90. You basically just said, you know what? I don't need this.
That was money that he was like, if I go to the casino, I'm willing to lose this money.
Right.
That's basically what that was.
I could get a graphics card. I could get a picture of a graphics card. I could get the box. Who knows? It's a mystery. Or you know what? If you do get a card in there, it's gonna be like a RX 570 or something like that. It's gonna be. Lucas said his system's about to blow up.
Racer said his cardboard solid. His card's gonna be soldered to the cardboard. You gotta have a card. What he gotta have what's gonna be a picture of the. It's gonna be a picture of the card that's gonna be attached to cardboard.
Racer, good question. Yo, Rod. I really hope you didn't use an actual credit card or debit card for this. I've never even heard this website. Miagid?
What is that?
I'm gonna send you the link.
Please send me. I gotta see what we got going on. Wait a minute. Artemis, we're gonna start calling you Artemis in a minute if you actually did this.
This is man, look, I know it's pandemic times, but it ain't this bad kind of pandemic time.
Listen, man. Listen, Artemis, I understand you just lost $2,500 in the stock market, man. There's some people I know people that lost a hell of a lot more, but guess what? I ain't trying to just give $90 away to anybody.
Big Invisible said it's the version from Wish.
Matter of fact, hit the super chat, because if you're willing just to give $90 away to some random person that you don't even know who the heck he is to give you a piece of cardboard, hit the super chat up.
I like Gregor's comment.
Oh my God, Artemis just bought G6. Dog. He bought the graphics card that like literally promoted the original Halo Combat Evolved, which was the Voodoo 3000. That's what he basically paid for just now. How much RAM is on that card? Did they really did you like check to make sure that they said it was actually 11 gigs of DDR memory?
Man, yo, this is so I can't wait for him to get this, because I need to know what he's actually getting. Because what if he actually really does get a 2080 Ti? I'm gonna be really mad. Then I'm gonna be like, yo, where that link at? Because I'm about to get me about 2 or 3 and sell them on eBay. So get one for me, right, and then sell 2 on eBay for like 800.
Lord have mercy. I'm looking at this. Oh, what is? Dog, really? So first of all, where did you get this link from?
I have no idea how you found it.
Did the price drop? Was it 90 or was it 80? It's 86,026.
I rounded it up.
Oh, no, you can buy multiples of these things. Wait, you said you could buy more than one? The fact that this got a quantity button on it.
There are 26 reviews. I gotta look at these reviews. Hold up.
How many of these reviews are actually reviews that they just cut? They probably all positive.
The review link don't work. You know what? This is this is not 26 reviews. What is this? There is no review.
It said 575 people ordered this. Man, I don't know, man. That's a fake number.
The review number is fake. It won't let me. Hold up. I'm sharing my screen. I'm gonna share my screen. Hold up.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. Let me Ooh-wee. Oh man. Artemis, I love you, man. I got your back if this goes sideways.
I hope it don't go sideways. But look at this. Look at this. Look at that number. 8627. Now watch this. I'm gonna click the review link. I want you to see the reviews, all right? Boop. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Like there's nothing there.
Oh, wait. Taz just made a good point. He said that site hacking, y'all better get the hell off of it. I had to close that. I closed that link.
Yeah, that might be a good.
Hey, the one thing I will say, dog, Taz beyond it. He all about the jokes, but he's serious on that one. He's like, yo, look, they straight looking inside your PC, look at all on your C drive right now. It's like, oh, there's some very good information on here. Oh, shout out to that. Shout out to you. I hope it does work out though. I'm putting good energy out there. Everybody put out that good energy. We think hopefully this man gets a 2080 Ti for under $90. Because if he does, and he posts a picture on Twitter of it, I'm gonna be salty.
Yes, I'm gonna be so angry,
so salty. I'm just letting you know right now. I apologize if he gets this car because I'm gonna be mad. Like, why didn't I? And I would have had the opportunity to buy it. But moving on from that, while we're talking about PCs, Ash and Luca put up.
Gregor says thanks for the credit card info, slow mo. And I sent that link to 15 friends.
Yeah. So shout out to Luca, who's in the chat right now. She put up a interesting post today asking people to show off their PC builds and talk about the specs that they had in their systems. And I saw a lot of good looking ones, and I saw some like, yo, did you even clean that screen before you posted that thing on Twitter?
Hey.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay, because
are you basically just giving yourself up?
Look, every weekend I'm like, I'm gonna clean out my PC. I got my little, my mini air blower thingy that I bought specifically for that. And every weekend I forget to do it. So it's a little dusty in there. It ain't like a dust storm.
What made you take that picture then?
I don't know, I just wanted to kind of, show my PC and talk up my specs. That's all.
Man,
look, no, like mine wasn't as bad as I think it was Glorious Kev's PC.
Oh yeah, he talks so much. You would think his stuff is pristine.
Man, like I wonder about his lungs being around something like that. He had like dust motes all. I can see like dust motes just floating in the air around it. I'm just like, man, that's a little serious. But like I wouldn't let mine get that bad. Actually, I will tomorrow.
So we're gonna so chat. Well, we're on Slow Mo's channel next week because this will be on his channel.
I'm gonna have a clean PC.
We're gonna ask him to take a picture of his PC at that moment and say, "Yo, let's see that PC picture." Because I guarantee he's probably going to be over there smoking in his game room.
It is going to be pristine. It's going to be completely cleaned out. I always go in my garage when I clean mine, just because. Even though I usually clean it like once every 3 months,
right?
But I just forgot. I haven't cleaned it in like about maybe 5 now.
Dang, 5 months of not cleaning your PC. That's crazy. So Slow Mo, we ran it for 25 minutes as we always do at the beginning of shows. So other than that, how have you been? Has everything been good with you? I mean, you're still living in COVID free, so that's definitely a plus. But what else has been good? Matter of fact, why won't you share the story with me about the game that literally just released this month or late last month that you fell asleep on? Why would you share? Why won't you share the story? Why won't you share the story?
And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't fall asleep on it. I'm gonna shout out the homie who saved me. Right, so like,
go ahead.
I'm playing a particular game that you guys probably already guessed, The Medium. I'm trying to finish the game. The story, somewhat interesting. The gameplay, not so much. It's a struggle, okay? So I'm playing the game and then getting kind of annoyed with some of the things where it's like there is no indication of what I need to do for a certain part. For example, there's like a time where you're in an office and there's a hidden door, and then there's also like a hidden button for the door, but like there's no indication of like they showed you all of the different abilities that Mariana has in the very beginning of the game, but then this is the first time that you use that ability since like 2 hours earlier. So it's like, why would I remember to still do that? That's just like, it's bad game design. But anyway, so I'm playing the game. I'm starting to doze. I'm really, really dozing, and I'm just like, I'm doing my best. I'm telling you, if I was not playing on my PC in my computer chair, if I was on my couch, it would have been a wrap. I've been out like a light, like a night, like whatever, right? So I get a message. I get an Xbox message. It's from the homie Sincere, and I'm gonna quote exactly what he said to me. The exact words. Hold up, give me a second. Got to pull the app up. Good grief! Why does this thing have to do the whole Xbox logo thing?
Well, if you had an Xbox, you'll be able to pull stuff up.
Yeah. You know what? I don't need an Xbox just to pull up messages. I'm dozing playing the game. I see this message pop up. It popped up on because like when your PC, it pops up on your screen when you're playing. If you got like the Xbox app on in the background, it said, "I'm just sending a message in case you fell asleep." And I was like, "Yo, thank you," because I was about to fall asleep. I was so close. But he saved me. I appreciate you, son. That was cool. I was like, and then I grabbed my Red Bull. I chugged half of it, and then I was able to survive for another 30 minutes before I finally gave up the ghost and moved on to something else. I haven't played since, so I haven't finished the medium yet. I don't know if I am going to finish or not. I really have zero desire to go back to that game, and I don't. Like I know I've seen people talk about the story and how much they like it, and I'm like, okay, all right, but yeah, I just don't feel it. I don't feel like going back to it, so I don't feel like I will. There's so many other games to play. I need to get back to Trails of Cold Steel 1 that I'm working on. I need to play some more Road Company. I got a nice little list. I need to finish Horizon Zero Dawn finally. Yeah, there's just a lot of other stuff that I'm way more interested in at the moment. What about you, bro? How you been, man?
Mostly just running back and forth to house, running, doing errands. Man, so I had to go. I went to the house. What was it? Yesterday? Day before yesterday? I don't know. I told you about having to put all the laminate into the house. Did I say that on Brat the other day?
Yeah.
Okay, I did. So it was the other. Yeah, that sucked. Moving all that. My legs almost fell off on Monday because we got snow that day, and my snow blower, or should I say snow thrower, didn't want to throw snow because I think the spark plug went out on it.
Oh man.
So in the driveway on this house is massive. It's like one of those driveways that you can literally have it's like a parking lot. So
what did you move into, man?
I didn't show people. Here I'll show people the actual layout of the house. But yeah, it's like
don't show nothing that's gonna get people coming to your door like
no, ain't nobody coming to my door.
Hey, Forte.
Whoa! Wait, I had to have somebody go get shot at the door. Like
Enrique will be there in a heartbeat, but the way he be talking about you,
yeah. So
take your shirt off. He'd be like, "Come on, guy, come on."
Yeah, it's ridiculous how big that driveway is. We have a basketball rim on it and everything. It's pretty cool.
So Taz says you move next door to Villain.
You never know, man. Villain, I think he secretly lives in Michigan, just doesn't want people to know it. He might live up here. He seemed like a Michigander. You never know. But outside of that,
Villain lives in one of those towns that you see in those MTV shows where all the rich people are just doing rich things and have the pettiest of petty drama and arguments, and it's just like, what? Like, why are y'all upset about this as you just lounge on, by the beach and by the pool all day long with no work, no job, just filthy rich.
Yo, Luca just said one of Ville's houses is in Michigan. Well, doesn't all day, I think all day either lives in Michigan or he lives right off the book. And I don't know if it's Ohio or not.
All day? I thought all day lived in California.
Is that or it might be Villain? I'm thinking that it has a house in Michigan. Yeah, so this might be something we already talked about with Luca. One of these scum brethrens live in Michigan, and that is their home address. Villain lives in the Avengers Tower. He probably does. I wouldn't be surprised. But no, outside of that, man, it's just been running around back and forth the house. I went back to work today. I worked 8 days in a row because I'm taking vacation starting the day we move next week. So then I'm going on vacation for a week. So after that, man, it's just more of...
give me a second, my audio.
Oh, your audio then took a... Oh, yeah. Lucas said all day doesn't live in Cali anymore.
No, my headset went out.
Oh,
and I'm trying to get back
there ain't
with
nothing.
my other one.
Slow mo.
There we go.
You hear us now?
Yo, why is it not?
Oh Lord! See, look, we got technical
All right,
difficulty
hold on.
with
I'll be right
Snowball
back.
stuff in the store. But no, man, yeah, I didn't know if I remember. So does All Day live here, Luca? Does he still live here? He said he lives. He actually don't know where All Day lives now. I think the middle of. He probably does. You never know with him. Oh, shout out to Randall Thor in the chat. He says, Luca, my queen. When y'all go, you know what? I understand COVID's a thing, but y'all like live like right next to each other, you know. I kind of need you. You know, I'm gonna need you guys to meet up, put a picture on Twitter so people can like have a contrasting difference in how tall Luca is versus you. Cause I think a lot of people would like to see that. But thanks for stopping by, man. Slow-mo, of course, he just came back, but is your mic working, operator? Slow-mo backslap?
Yeah, it wasn't my mic, it was my headset.
Was your headset working
my
now?
Bluetooth one died, and then I had to switch to the Astro 840s. Yeah, what's up, Rand? What's up, Rand in chat? What's up, sir? Sir Taz.
Yeah.
Taz. What's up, Dizzy? What's going on, man?
Dizzy, hey, Slow-mo, he was talking junk about Frostbite today, just to let you know, but
Actually, I wasn't, but since we brought up Frostbite, no, I'm not gonna slander it right now. I mean, you know, why kick a dog when it's always down? You know, just leave it be. But hey, why don't we just go ahead and get into these topics?
Let's go.
So we got some great news in regards to Mass Effect. We finally got the release date and all the details that we have been kind of wondering about what this trilogy, this remaster trilogy was going to entail and what it was going to have. And so
do you feel better, first of all?
Do
you feel better because you did make a video where you was like, I'm worried. This game I've seen more stuff on the new Mass Effect than I seen on one that was 10 years old. Are you happy now?
I am. Okay, kind of, sort of, and kind of not. Here's why.
Okay,
I am happy that they did address a lot of the concerns that people had, because Mass Effect 1 was just really dated. And so a lot of people were like, yo, okay, great, you're bringing it back, but that first game, it needs some love. Like, not just, let's just, you know, make the visuals look better and give you the exact same game. Nah, you need to actually do some changes gameplay-wise to that game, because it didn't age well. And not just visually, because visually didn't age well either. But everything, a lot of other parts of the game weren't great. And if you played Mass Effect 1 right now, the old version of it, even on backup hat on Xbox, it's not going to look good, and you're not going to have a great time with the gameplay. Story still keeps it as a quality title because the story is amazing. Everything else, not so much. Rand asked me, you still sticking to your KOTOR remake prediction with it almost confirmed? Asper Media is doing it. Okay, look, you know, every now and then,
that's true.
Every now and then, I'm wrong. It's like the amount of times I'm wrong. I liken it to like a broken clock. Like, a broken clock is right twice a day. Where, you know, every now and then, Slow-mo gets it wrong. So look,
but you could also look at that in the reverse order, where a clock is wrong.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's not happening. So,
I mean, you using that analogy. I'm just saying, it's only right twice. The analogy a day
works because it's rare that I'm wrong, and then I might be wrong with this. And now I based off of all, because like maybe a week or so ago, everybody was talking about who it could be, because Jason Schreier was like, you guys never guess. So, all right, well, it's got to be a studio that isn't well known, hasn't done a bunch of stuff that people have played multiple times and all that other stuff. So some people said, like me, were saying Archetype Entertainment, for a lot of the same reasons that people were saying Asper Media. Asper Media were hiring a lot of people from BioWare. Archetype Entertainment is full of people from BioWare. Archetype Entertainment has lead writer from KOTOR, Drew Karpyshyn. Asper Media has been did all the remaster work, not remaster work, but the port work for KOTOR 1 and 2 for mobile devices. So they already had some experience working with Disney on that franchise. So it really could, the more I thought about it, it could really go either way. But I think what really leans it towards Asper was the acquisition of Gearbox kind of revealed some things. So like when I think it's Embracer Media acquired Gearbox, and I think Embracer Media also owns Asper Media.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about some information. Some stuff came out of all that where they talked about Asper Media working on a AAA game. We know based off of their job announcements, it's a RPG, and the budget for this game is somewhere in the range of like 70 million. You look at all that, 70 million really isn't a lot for a AAA game. But if you're doing, depending on what you're doing with this game and what kind of game you're making, it may work. It may work for you. You look at all that, and then, but the real nail in the head for this is on Reset Era. They were discussing this. Jason Schreier pops up in the thread with a and that's it. And then people were like, "Yo, what do you mean?" And then someone said to Jason, "You said nobody would ever guess the studio." And then he said, "Well, no one in that thread ever guessed the studio." Kind of insinuating he still has yet to say that Asper Media isn't the developer. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, you know what? It's probably Asper Media at this point. It's probably Asper.
I love how your induction of this conversation went all the way around the corner, ran 2 laps, ran back to the house, forgot the eggs, ran back to the store to get the eggs, to come all the way back home to realize that you already had eggs in the refrigerator, just to say everything you just said.
I don't think that analogy works, but that's fine.
I just like how you he just asked you, like, how do you think your prediction fair, that you just had to go literally around the corner with it. Like, this is why I might be wrong, and just said I'm wrong.
Now we got Race in the chat saying, if Slobo tells you it's a bright and sunny day, pack an umbrella. Look. It's not like I was way off or anything, okay? It's like if you look at both of those studios, they measure up really, really well. They have a lot of the same talent. And I think Archetype could really do an amazing KOTOR, especially when you got like a lot of the people who worked on it, the original one, and know the series and the story and the game intimately, in order to, do a remake. Now, what I think is going to happen with this, based off of what Disney's doing with such stuff like the High Republic and where they're going and making sure that everything that is Star Wars, made for Star Wars, remains canon and at least in their eyes, and what they want to be canon. And we know that there's some elements of KOTOR that they don't like, and there's therefore aren't canon.
Don't like.
I think for the most of the fans of that series, as long as we still get the characters, we still get Revan, Malik, Basila, as long as we still get those characters, and they are true to what their personalities were. If some of the details of how they wrote the Force and all that philosophical stuff about the Force, the Jedi, and their version of the Sith and all that, if all that has to change in order for it to be a part of the canon, but the amazing characters and some of those really epic events still remain, I'm good with it.
No, I mean, I'm good with it too. I just think overall it just really just comes down to the storytelling just being what it needs to be for that type of game, and the fact that, like you just said, they are really doubling down on the fact that these games are quote unquote canon and part of the Star Wars universe and the mythos when it comes to books, movies going forward, all the different, I mean, because they can tell these stories in so many different ways and they can be referenced in so many different ways, because now with Disney Plus being a huge platform for them to release their content, get any of this stuff in just a regular episode of Mandalorian, or some of this stuff could come up in the book of Boba Fett, you know. So any of this stuff can be kind of just referenced in that. So the fact that I think story is always going to be king when it comes to Star Wars. You may like it or not. Star Wars is more about the drama than anything else. It's about, people don't realize that about Star Wars itself. It's about the people and the drama around those people. That's what Star Wars always been about. Whereas if you contrast that versus Star Trek, it's about the universe and the planets and the ships and everything. And that was the biggest difference in them.
Yeah,
but
even though Star Trek's garbage and Star Wars is, you know, is overrated. But anyway, look, let's get off the trash and overrated stuff and get back to
hold on. You do realize our favorite game of all time was based on both of those IPs, right?
What? My favorite game of all time is Chrono Trigger.
Okay, well, one of our favorite games of all time, Mass Effect, was based off of those IPs.
Okay, I never heard Drew Copperson say, you know what? I was watching Star Wars and I came up with the idea of this.
Listen, man, where the heck do you think the whole okay, where do you think they even got half of the stuff that they even thought of? Just because they didn't.
Where did George Lucas get it from? Where did George Lucas get it from?
Well, George Lucas is the one that got all the credit for it. And guess what? Everybody else, everything that came out that has any similar takes to it comes from that.
Credit for it doesn't mean he originated.
Well, Dune. What is anybody out here chalking up saying Dune is one of the best movie franchises they ever seen, except for Slow Mo Backslap?
I never said it was one of the best movie franchises. The movies have been subpar at best.
They have been. The shows, you'll probably say the show has been great.
The show?
I mean, not the show. Yeah, no, you know what I mean.
The books. The books are amazing.
The books. Well, I think books are always going to be better than what their counterparts when it comes to TV and movie are always going to be, because you can actually, you know, bridge out a story that actually makes sense because you're taking the time to do it.
Even if you wanted to say maybe Drew Copperson, who is also a fiction writer himself and has written a multitude of books, has never read Dune, maybe only saw Star Wars. There has been so many decades from the moment Star Wars came out to Mass Effect, and so much media in between that's had space operas and space epics and space stuff that he could have drawn inspiration from anything and it not be Star Wars.
Well, I think Taz just said he's going to probably block you in the next 20 seconds on Twitter.
It's fine.
Because he just said that's blasphemous.
Look, all I'm saying is that, look, to go back to Star Wars, Star Trek. Damn.
Just see, why something you bring this something that up? Starts with Star.
No, Mass Effect doesn't even have Star in it. To go back to just Mass Effect.
Go back to the Mass Effect relays. Let's go.
There's been so much interesting info that's come out. One, I really want to get your opinion on a lot of this stuff. So I'll go through the first thing. First thing is their decision to not go off of the original engine of 2 and 3. So they ended up doing. So Mass Effect 1 was done with the Eclipse engine, which was super outdated, even for its time. They did Mass Effect 2 and 3 in Unreal Engine 3. They've done this remaster in Unreal Engine 3.
Hey, Dad, I want to say something to you.
Your daughter's there.
Come on, what do you want to say?
She wanted to come in and say Star Wars is overrated.
So I want to say something to you.
Hey, Peyton, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on in here. Which is better, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars or Star Trek? Or they both suck? Which one is good? Or do they both suck?
Fun fact, I actually, since my dad's a Star Wars fan, well, I agree both of them are trash.
Did you hear that?
They're trash!
Yes.
Movies are legit trash.
Yes.
But except for
Thank you, Pate.
Mandalorian.
Thank you. Speak
They're
the
just
truth.
not interesting.
Speak your truth.
She said, wait a minute. She said, well, I know my dad's a Star Wars fan, but she said for me, they're both trash. There's nothing interesting about them.
Hey,
I have not raised my kids right.
hey,
I have not raised my child right.
hey, look.
Continue.
Let her. Can we get back to Mass Effect now that you know you now your child, your seed has betrayed you? Can we get back to look? All she's doing is speaking the truth. The truth is, Star Trek is overrated. Star Wars is overrated. Star Trek doesn't even get rated. It's just bad. It's terrible writing. It's awful. I can't. Mass Effect. So, what do you feel about the engine still being on Unreal Engine 3, which means basically all of the real modern features that you get with current day Unreal is not going to be present in this Legendary Edition?
It's disappointing, but I understood why they did it, because unless you want this game to take a decade to come out, then they had to do it this way. The fact that they were able to get the first one moved over to U3 on UR3, I think was a feat in itself, because it lets us know that we're going to get a better overall control scheme. Gameplay is going to be better overall, which is some of the things that a lot of us lament that we hated about the first Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first Mass Effect is going to see the best. We're going to get the best version of that now, and I think that's what people are really truly looking forward to the most, because that game by itself stands on its own as one of the best RPGs of that generation. But it was just a slog, and like you were playing as a tank when you played it. It just didn't play well. Would we have liked to see, new iterations on, Unreal 4? I mean, we wouldn't get 5 because 5 is too new, but
no one has 5 yet.
No one has 5
they haven't even put 5 in Fortnite yet. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that was saying, so we're still talking about 4. It would have been nice to get those improvements, but I just
their game's on 4.25, and we got the Troy. I think this has got to be
that is
our boy Bad Bit, right? The
that is room? Bad Bit. Trophy room in the house. What's up, baby? Up?
Yeah, what I think is, I think some people are going to be a bit disappointed in some sections of this trilogy, because what it's going to mean is that they're going to start seeing some things that aren't exactly what we would think is modern. They're going to see some things that aren't going to be like, oh, wait a minute, like those textures, that this rock looks like the textures are painted on it. Like you're going to start seeing some things like that. Like when they showed, if you go to, there's been circulating the rounds, there is a slider video where you can kind of look at a part from Mass Effect 1, the original look, and then the Legendary Edition look. And even with the Legendary Edition look, it looks way better than the original game, but there's still parts in the environment where I'm like, oh man, that look kind of like a AA game right there. And it's just, I know some people are going to see that and immediately go, ew, what is that? Ew, you see this environment? This isn't next gen. So it's just going to be unfortunate that that would be the case. But I think, and to what Forte's point was, the other improvements of the games are really going to be the bigger thing that people could focus on. For example, they are changing the balancing of the levels, so that, like, how when you play Mass Effect 1, you could beat the game and still not be anywhere close to max level. Now, with the way they're doing the trilogy, not because they're releasing it all together, you can max level your Commander Shepard in just one playthrough, so that you don't feel the need for that playthrough to continue it further after completing it and just go immediately on to, say, Mass Effect 2, then go immediately on to for Mass Effect after Mass Effect 2 Arrival, and then into Mass Effect 3. So that, I think that's probably something that people will enjoy. I heard some of the puzzles have been removed. I didn't really care about the puzzles that badly. Like, I didn't think they were terrible or anything. They weren't like those Sudoku puzzles in Andromeda.
Oh Jesus!
So, yeah,
Chinese puzzles.
Yeah, those are awful. But like,
terrible.
I think like take the puzzles when you're hacking devices. I didn't think those are bad. Like, but if they just pull those out, that's fine. The bigger improvements are with Mass Effect 1, the cover shooting. The cover shooting is being improved. The Mako is getting improved. That thing is awful. The UI is being standardized among all three games. Mass Effect 2's UI will be in Mass Effect 1 and in Mass Effect 3. So you're not going to have any of those drastic changes. Now, a question I do have, and I don't know, I haven't seen the answer for it yet. Remember how in Mass Effect 1, you would get all this inventory. A lot of it was junk, but you would get a lot of inventory, a lot of mods, and it was your traditional kind of RPG where you could kind of just go to your character and just change the armor, change which shotgun they're using, put mods on that shotgun, although you can kind of they added that back in 3, but it was way more of your typical RPG inventory system. They completely went away with that in Mass Effect 2, and then brought a little bit back with the whole weight balancing mechanic in Mass Effect 3. I wonder if that stuff with the inventory system is still in Mass Effect 1 or not. I don't know.
How much could you hold in Mass Effect 1 in your inventory?
I don't remember.
But you play it every year.
I haven't played it in a minute though. I've been playing.
You probably could tell me every story beat that happens in that game, but you can't.
I could. Broad overview. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Whenever I play through the series again, I get through Mass Effect 1 as quickly as possible because it's painful to play. It's painful to play.
It's
the only time I'm in that trash Mako is for like main missions that force me to be in it. Side missions where you gotta go down to this planet and look around in this Macintosh looking map and find the big blobs that somewhere on the map that means something. No, I'm not doing those. So I don't do any of the side stuff too much in Mass Effect 1 when I go back to it. Just so
your playthrough is literally like 15, 16 hours of the first one.
Yes. Get through it as quickly as possible so I can get on to the actual good, the goodness, the greatness. That is 2 and 85% of 3.
Favorite part of favorite sequence in Mass Effect? Any of them. Favorite sequence that you've seen in them?
Something's gonna be really terrible. When you are recruiting Thane in Mass Effect 2 and you come up on the Merc, by the window, and you're asking him, you got the drop on him. He knows he can't like get away or kill you. He's still talking smack though, and you're just like, you get that renegade response come up. I can't help myself, even if I'm going all Paragon in that playthrough. I can't help myself but to kick that dude through that window.
That's probably the most iconic one right there for everybody. Is like, I think the first time I saw, because I didn't get that in my play because I didn't kick him through the window. But it's like everybody that I saw that did it, I was like, yo, he goes, and he says, what does he actually say to him when he does it?
Oh, you know what?
I forget what he said because he said something so witty, and I'm like, then all of a sudden my man just goes flying through a window.
I think I recorded myself doing that too. Do I still have it? Yo, I'm about to play it. I'm about to play it right now. Hold up.
Oh Lord, man, that's so good when you kick my man through the window, man.
I actually recorded the last time I did this.
Once they said time to fly.
What up?
Yeah. Kyler Rex says I go off Paragon, I let him live. I did too. I did too, man. It's like it was hard for me to play the villain in Mass Effect because it was kind of based off of my personality, but it was
Hey, go ahead and share that.
All right.
Oh man, you know what? I didn't add the audio.
Oh, you're not adding the audio. Hurry up. Yeah, hey, go. You can't do this without adding audio.
Can I wait? Let me stop it. And then I'm gonna share it again.
Yeah, you gotta add the audio, brother. Gotta add the audio. But yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't worry about it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
We don't need any reinforcements. I'll take care of it. It's under control.
This is one of the top 5 best moments in Mass Effect.
Have you seen the assassin?
Why are you looking?
You know, it's also kept all the facial scars.
Yeah, I see you did. Yeah.
Ways down. Express or coach?
Express a coach.
Even if I knew where he was, I wouldn't tell you.
Not the answer I was looking for.
I've got nothing more to say to you. If you shoot me, my team's right.
How about goodbye?
Okay, yeah. Jesus, man.
7 renegade points.
Yeah,
It even impressed Jack. Even Jack was impressed.
dude was flying through the window, man. It's like it was crazy when I saw it, I was like, it was no remorse in that voice whatsoever. Oh man. Look, man.
You can go 2 ways. You can go down express or coach.
Right. But they both got hurt.
I'm telling you, Renegade Shepard has the best lines in Mass Effect 1. You know, when you're out on Vermeer and you find out that Saren is cloning Krogans, and you know the Krogans are all about like we're dying out because we got the genophage and we can't reproduce. But here is a potential method for them to replenish their numbers, and Rex is kind of like, you know, angry because your whole mission is going to be going in there and getting rid of these clones. And so everybody just letting Rex be on the beach, just shooting guns in the air and screaming and yelling. And then you got to go over there and calm them down. There's a way. Now, of course, if you have a high enough Paragon or Renegade level, you can just tell Rex that to get over it, either in a nice way or in a renegade way, and he'll back down. But there's another option. You can just go straight renegade and tell him, get down to lay down. and of course, you can't tell a Krogan that. And I think the way it ends with Shepard kicking Rex in the stomach, dropping him, pulling out his shotgun, and just blowing his face away. Mm-hmm. And then I think Caden comes over, because this is before you may have to make the choice of either keeping Caden or Ashley. Caden comes over and he's like, Shepard, are you all right? What happened? And he said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing better than he is. I'm like, that is the hardest line in the entire game. You just killed your teammate. And it was like, hey, are you doing all right? Yeah, I'm doing better than he is. You know, I ain't got buckshot in my face. Let's go. Let's handle this. It's just, I'm like, man, this game is brutal.
The game in general, I love the game. So, yeah, man. So I know we're looking very forward to Mass Effect. This game has been a long time coming. Like I said, overall, it just can't get here fast enough. I just really hope that people take their time and enjoy the story once again, and finally come to the realization that Mass Effect 2 was the best game that in my opinion, that's ever been created. But we can move on from that. So Slomo, have you? So it's a lot of conversation out here about PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live, PSN Network, and Xbox Game Pass, and which one is better, which one is the better value overall. But it seems that, outside of Game Pass and the day and date stuff that comes out on it, which in some people's eyes really isn't even a feature right now because Microsoft hasn't really released anything of note in that service that is worthy of being day and date. We're talking about this generation. We do know games like Ori and stuff did come out last, which were really, really good games and people really enjoyed them. But it seems like, man, PlayStation Plus, I mean, they released 2 PlayStation 5 games. I mean, of course, that's part of the service. Now, take it or leave it on how the games you actually care about them or anything, but why don't you tell us what's going on with, what did Sony announce for PSN this year or this month, Slomo?
So this month with PS Plus, if you have PS Plus, you're going to get not for free because you pay for it, but for no additional charge, you're going to get the brand new game Destruction All Stars with its amazing Metacritic score of the high 60s. I haven't played it yet. I don't know if I will play it or not. I did go ahead and claim it because why not?
Why not?
It's a part of the membership, but you can't really complain with the ability to play a game that's completely brand new at launch. And I think that might be the way PlayStation chooses to go out instead of doing day and date games in PS Now. They'll take choice games that they have exclusive and put them in PS Plus, where they already have a higher number of memberships instead of PS Now, and then therefore those games will have the opportunity to be in the hands of a lot more gamers. If you look at like Fall Guys came out. And it came out in PS Plus, I think, at the same time it really came out, all together and launched. Yeah. And Fall Guys had a nice moment in the sun before Among Us, shied out of the sky, but
took his knees away.
Pretty much, right? But if you have a quality game, you can't complain with being, day and day on PS Plus because that's so many millions of people who have the option of downloading your game, and if your game is really good, it's going to prove to be how good it really is by the number of people that are going to play it. I also notice they do tend to do that a lot with games that rely solely on multiplayer. Because that's if it's a single player experience, they're not likely going to do that with a launch game. But anyway, there's that. There's Concrete Genie that came out. Concrete Genie came out. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I feel like it was 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, 2 years.
I think it was 2019. But I've never played it, and it was kind of like a game like I wouldn't mind playing, but I also don't want to spend money on it. So for me, this was like, oh, cool. I can try this game out. I heard it was good, but also I think the big draw to PS Plus this month is Control Ultimate Edition, and not Control that you played on your PS4 and your Xbox One, where the frame rate was routinely dropping into the low 20s, and half the time the textures were taking a second and a half to 2 seconds to load into each new scene, and with zero ray tracing whatsoever, and just looking nothing like the PC version. No, it still ain't the PC version. The PC version is still better, but this is as close as you're going to get to a high-end PC version of Control with some light ray tracing if you choose to play with that. Of course, 30 frames per second. I would recommend you don't do that. It's not worth it. And you can get that 60 frames per second, which it sticks to pretty well. Outside of some stuttering on Xbox, I think. But regardless of that, that's available in PS Plus as well. And I did play it up until you get the service weapon. That's where I played it. Up until you get the service weapon and you talk to the blonde executive that kind of gives you the rundown of what's going on in the oldest house.
Yeah.
Up to that part. Now I've beat it on PC. I've done all of it on PC, all the expansions, the base game. There's nothing left for me to do on PC. Before I got rid of my Xbox, I was probably about halfway through it. So with this one, I probably might run through it one more time, with 60 frames per second and play through it on on PlayStation 5. What about you, man? Are you interested in any of these?
I downloaded Destruction All Stars just because it's a PS5 game. Why not? Might as well download, even if you're not going to play it. I heard from a lot of people, especially guests at the store, that actually did download it. They said it has like a Twisted Metal vibe to it, with the way that it plays and stuff, which is kind of, I mean, not shocking. Because I think that's something that Sony actually does very, very well when it comes to like games like that. It's just, for me, the fact that they just kind of stealth dropped it. I mean, I know they announced it in the last last week, and they said that it was going to be in there, and I was like, yo, that's what's up. Just kind of just like, it kind of just seems like fanfare for your fans saying, oh, here's another game. And a lot of people didn't expect to be getting, a bunch of PS5 games instantly inside of the collection. We knew that was going to come later on, but it just looks like a lot of the games, like you said, are just taking those choice games and putting them in there. I do think Control is the biggest one, though, because once again, Control was supposed to be in Game Pass years ago, and we finally got it in there. But guess what version we got, Slow-Mo? Got the standard vanilla version of the game inside of Game Pass. Still don't have is the patch out for it? The next gen patch for Control? Or is it still just the Ultimate Edition, just the DLC?
There is no next gen patch. There is regular Control that was last gen, and then there's Ultimate Edition, which is
is it upgraded though? Is it like the upgraded? Is it the upgraded version though on PS5 and Xbox?
I gotta say it again.
Cause I swear they said that the only difference between the next gen version was you get the DLC, and there will be it will be a up-res in graphics and resolution, but it wasn't out on Xbox when they announced that. So did they finally up-res everything on the Ultimate Edition? Because that's the only version that was getting it.
Yeah. That's the only version that's getting it, and everything that it was supposed to get is available now.
Okay, that's what I was saying, because I didn't know if it was available, because I was kind of waiting. I was like, well, is the patch even out? So yeah, I'm definitely going to try that out. I did play it on PC some, and it will bring your PC to its knees when it comes to the ray tracing if you don't have a strong enough PC. But
right.
You do have to sacrifice a lot of stuff on console when it comes to texture quality and stuff. But overall, the fact that you're going to get probably one of the best looking games that had ray tracing on it last generation, this gen, I think is always a plus. And if you
man, I tell you, I didn't mean to cut you off. Wario64 tweeted out Xbox Series X and S 4 minutes ago. He tweeted this out.
Yep.
That they were available.
They're not
the X is already sold out. The S, it looks like the S might be available. If you're looking for Xbox Series S, you could still get one for the time being, maybe for the next couple of minutes. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, you're good. And that's actually a really good segue that you just had on that. But shout out to the Ashley Luca with the $5 super chat. Love you, Queen. She says, are gamers playing old games on their new systems? Luca, everybody playing old games on their new systems right now. Ain't nothing out here. Everything, like at this point, it's but this is the thing we talked about a long time ago. So we talked about it on Brap, we talked about it on Crossfire, we talked about it right here on DPS Podcast. We said, what are we going to be playing 3 or 4 months after these systems come out? It's dry. Everybody was all hyped over Spider-Man Miles Morales. Everybody was hyped for Demon's Souls. Everybody was hyped to what were we hyped on Xbox about? Oh, I was hyped for Destiny. So, getting the next gen patch and everything like that. But overall, it really just comes down to why is there nothing for us to play now? Destruction All Stars basically just hit the scene in not Game Pass, in on the PSN store, and people are able to play it there. But what's going on? How much longer are we going to wait for these games? Is it a symptom of the fact that we are in a pandemic still, and who knows when this is going to turn around? We're nowhere near seeing the end of these delays for these games coming forward. We don't know when Ratchet & Clank is coming. We don't know nothing about Horizon Zero Dawn for the fact that they just actually showed it. We don't know anything about what's going to happen with God of War Ragnarok. Me and you basically said that game's not coming out this year. That was just tooting their horn and saying, yo, we're going to announce it and show people that this game is actually a thing. And then we have Microsoft, who is their next game or next IP that we know is on the horizon outside of the median that just released is Halo Infinite. And that's not to the end of the year. So once again, do you need these consoles? But guess what? These consoles are still selling at an unprecedented rate. Xbox is being rumored to sell 3.5 million systems since the holidays. PlayStation is talking about selling 14.8 million systems by the end of the first quarter. So there's nothing to play, but people are still buying these systems. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand when I keep telling people, like, people will just buy because it's available. And right now, Xboxes are just as hot as PlayStation when it comes to flying off the shelf. Now, more people
not as fast as PlayStation.
No, PlayStation is selling more because they have more available. Wait,
hold, no, stop.
Listen, I know. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me see what I'm saying.
You just said the only reason PlayStation is selling more is because they got more inventory.
They do got more inventory.
But that's not their only. No, see, one doesn't prove the other forte. Hold on.
We are not about to.
Stop it. Look.
Go ahead.
Look.
Go ahead.
Just because one platform has more inventory than the other does not prove that.
I didn't say it proved.
You said the only reason why it's selling more is because they got more inventory.
It does have more inventory, Slow-Mo.
But that isn't the only reason why it's selling more.
Slow-Mo. In this, we're talking about this climate. In this climate that we're sitting in, whichever system had the most inventory was going to sell the most.
Which one sells out the quickest? Which one sells out the quickest?
People were up here talking, like, shout out to Hard 8, because we had a really long argument about this on his podcast, AGS podcast, every Sunday at 4 p.m. with him and Coach. Check him out. Amazing show. But we were talking on the show with him, and he was talking about how Nintendo is trash, and we were saying, well, Nintendo had inventory, and as long as Nintendo had inventory, they were going to outsell the PlayStation 5 no matter what people say. But he was saying, no, if PlayStation had the stock, they will outsell Nintendo. So it all just comes down, because right now we're in an ecosystem where everything is selling no matter what. Okay. It's not because
Forte. One example doesn't prove another example. The element that you are ignoring is demand. Specific demand for specific platforms. There is a specific demand right now. The PlayStation 5 is the highest demand platform in video games right now, and higher demand than the Switch. So yes, when it is in higher demand but yet doesn't have enough inventory, yes, the Switch is outselling it because they have inventory. That does not prove that the Xbox will be outselling the PlayStation if it had the inventory. Doesn't prove it at all.
I didn't say improve. I just said if the inventory was there, they would outsell it. That's it.
You literally are just repeating what I just said. Can't be proven.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna say it one more time for you, slower. I'm gonna say it real slow for you, Slow-Mo, because it's in your name. It's in your name.
Okay.
I'm just saying, in this ecosystem that we're in, if PlayStation had more stock, they would be probably closer to 20 million sold. They would have outsold the Switch because they have more appeal. More people want that system. But going back to the bet that we made early last year when I said Xbox would more than likely outsell PlayStation, it was all based on supply and demand. We were hearing that PlayStation was having issues with demands, having issue with supply, where Xbox
which was impossible because neither platform was even building anything at that time.
Listen,
continue.
We're only going up. We're only going off what we heard, Slomo. We're not in the building. We're only going off of the information that we were talking about at the time, and we were hearing that PlayStation had supply issues when it came to the manufacturing of the parts that they needed to make, where Xbox didn't say anything about that. So if you just deducted in that reason, saying, okay, if this is the thing, this is what's going to happen. And guess what? The same thing would have happened if they would have had more inventory. But the difference is, no one's saying PlayStation wouldn't have isn't the more sought after system. We all know that. But ultimately, it comes down to, what do you have on the shelf? If it's on the shelf, people are going to buy it. People are buying everything that's on shelves. I can't keep an Xbox controller in stock. I can't keep a PlayStation controller in stock. I can barely keep headsets in stock. I haven't had, matter of fact, when's the last time I had a PlayStation 5 charging dock in stock? Oh, what, the day before Black Friday? We're talking about 2 months ago. That's why.
By the way, this is going to be super random. Hold on. This is about to be super random.
Let me get around the message.
Wait, hold on. This is about to be super random.
Yes,
go ahead. You can't keep controllers in stock. I was in the T-Mobile store earlier today. They had Xbox Series controllers.
That's weird.
I was like, I was just staring at it as I'm waiting for my new phone to sync all of my data. Like, why do you have an Xbox controller? And then I remembered, oh yeah, they did that little deal thing with T-Mobile for xCloud stuff. So it makes sense that they probably would say, hey, look, sell our controllers there in case someone decides to buy, like, say, $1,000 phone to do xCloud or something. I don't know. But to before you get to Hot Rod over here's super chat. What I'm saying, and what you try to finally come around to agreeing with me on,
I did disagree.
It is. You
just wanted to argue for argument's sake.
I wasn't arguing. I was making sure, because you were doing one of them things where if you didn't mean to say what you said, you still said it anyway, and therefore it was going to be construed in the way that you said it and not in the way that you meant to say it. But I'm glad you came around. And Erodimus, $5 super chat. Without PS Plus, Destruction All Stars would be $70 with microtransactions. The Xbox version is a straight PC port with performance mode and ray tracing 1440p 30 frames per second. Whoa. Right. Are you talking about, okay, I feel like you're probably talking about Control.
Talk about two different things.
Yeah, because Destruction All Stars is not coming to Xbox, but you must be talking about Control, because Control is in 1440p with ray tracing at 30 frames per second. Yeah. But that's literally the same thing that PlayStation has. PlayStation has a quality mode that's at rate with that's 1440p with ray tracing and 30 frames per second, and a performance mode that's 60 frames per second. Except I think from Digital Foundry's analysis is that the PlayStation version does not have this the stuttering issues that the Xbox Series X version currently has at this time. But otherwise, I don't think there's much difference between the two of them.
Dark Society says Sony started manufacturing PS5s in June. Microsoft started Series in September.
Right.
And that's why they have more stock. And if they would have had more stock, they would have sold even more. They would have outsold Nintendo. I will not. Though Sony is a monster when it comes to that stuff, but it still doesn't change the fact that supply and demand runs everything, and if you got the supply, people will buy with demand. But PlayStation, like right now, people, if I had to guess on average, because I get the question asked about probably 50 times a day, maybe more than that. I'm not counting phone calls, I'm just counting people that walk in the store. It's probably 40 to 40, 10. You got a PlayStation over an Xbox? Now, that's a high number, but then I also can say out of that 40 people, maybe 15 of them say, well, do you have what about the Xbox? So those are definitely people that just are willing to buy whatever they can find at this point because it's just hard to find these systems. Maybe they're just more of the people that don't care about the exclusives and they're saying, I just want to get a next gen system because I want to, play next gen games. Or it's just it's probably more just what is the thing I'm looking for? A hype thing. It's like just to feel like you're included in the conversation. I do know a lot of people that do go out there and do it. Not so much the casual fans, but a lot of people just like to buy things because they have it and people have the money to do it. So they can say, oh, well, I got the new Xbox or I got the new PS5. Most people want the PS5 though. That's what they truly want. But Sony just hasn't lived up to the demand right now. But they're saying by April, 14 million systems are going to be out there where Xbox is rumored to be at 3.5 and we'll never know the answer to that because Xbox doesn't give direct numbers when it comes to that type of stuff. Taz says, if Xbox had 5 million units available and Sony had 4 million units available, do you think Xbox would be leading today? What do you think, Slow-Mo? I think so, if they did.
I'm sorry. I just saw a really disturbing tweet. Can you repeat that again?
Tweet. So he says, if Xbox had 5 million available systems to sell and Sony had 4 million units available to sell, do you think Xbox would be leading today?
No.
So you think it would be Xbox is sitting on the shelf?
Yes. I don't think there is enough demand to hit that 5 million. There is enough demand for what they had out there, which I think they sold like somewhere like in the 2s, 3s.
They say 3.5. That's
3.5. Well, I heard less than that. Maybe I need to look that up.
That's a rumor number that we're hearing is 3.5.
Yeah, I saw something that said it was like somewhere in between 2 and 2.5 that they sold. But someone could in the chat could probably look that up. But I do not think that at this time they would. I think if they have 5 million units available, that would be awesome because that would be meeting demand and a little bit more than what they actually needed. And that would really make it so that people who were looking for the system would be able to readily be able to find one.
Well, yeah, they're saying so these are ship numbers, which they consider sales because they sold them to the retailers.
Right. As far as Microsoft is concerned, they sold them because retailers bought them. So yeah, but as far as them coming off shelves, that's a different story. But still,
so they're saying PlayStation's at 4.5 million units shipped, and they said and then they said Xbox basically is 1 million behind, so it's being estimated that they're at 3.5 because they haven't given a number, but all of the numbers that they're seeing on sold shipments and stuff saying that they're 1 million behind PlayStation, which is 4.5, so 3.5 is the rumor.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I really wish they would have had that extra million. I wish they would have had that extra million for both, but then also kind of wonder if even if they did have that, would it just go to scalpers instead of actual gamers? Who knows?
Well, and the biggest thing is it just comes back to a lot of people just want. I don't know why people care so much about which one sold the most. Ultimately, to me, it was just more of I care if Xbox outsells PlayStation? No, I just
not really. No, I mean,
care.
Why would you care? Why did you need to care? It has nothing to do with you.
I just at a point it just comes down to, and this is probably just the competitive side, and like me and you, Slow-Mo, we could probably really think alike when it comes to this situation. Sometimes people just say things and you just say there's no freaking way that is possible, or people will say something that they're saying that isn't possible. You're just like, no way, it can definitely happen. So you're willing to go out on that ledge and say, no, this can definitely happen. I don't know why you guys don't think this can happen. And I know that's where my thought process came on with Sony being able to like drop the ball with Xbox, but I ultimately changed that prediction right around because I actually paid you out before the whole thing ended.
Yeah, with the man, I thought I was really getting ahead with that Hey man, look, you already know you lost. Just give me the game now. I want Cyberpunk. Man.
I did buy you Cyberpunk. You done? Yeah. Congratulations. How'd you like your game, sir?
Oh my gosh, yo.
Taz
Let me just say,
says scalpers count for 15% of the sales.
really?
That's a lot.
That is a lot, man.
That's a lot of
I do know that Sony posted, someone posted some numbers that showed that PlayStation 5's attach rate, and the attach rate is essentially when a system is sold, how much software is sold with that. And that's really important in the very, very beginning of a generation, because these systems are sold at a loss, and Sony and Microsoft will really, really want you to buy numerous games as well as services to kind of mitigate some of the losses that they're taking up front when selling you hardware that is pretty expensive to manufacture. Now, with the attach rate, anything above like 1.5 is great. That means that they are then at that point they're making a profit off of that each individual gamer. And so the attach rate, what I saw was something that had the attach rate for the PlayStation 5 compared to the attach rate of the PlayStation 4 back in 2013. And it's like nowhere close. Mm-hmm. It's like a 50% deficit, even though the PlayStation 5 has outsold the PlayStation 4 at this point, at comparable points in their life cycle. The attach rate for the PlayStation 5 is so much lower, and it's due to the fact that you got people, well, not people, you have PlayStation 5s that are collecting dust in boxes that scalpers are sitting on, and it counts as a system sold because it was sold to a scalper, but that system isn't being used, and therefore there isn't a actual PlayStation gamer attached to that system buying and playing games. And so people look at it like, I've seen people say things like, what does Sony and Microsoft care if scalpers buy their systems? Well, this is why they care, because both Sony and Microsoft are selling a SKU that is significantly lower than what the manufacturing cost is. The PS5 Digital Edition and the Xbox Series S. They want games bought on this thing. They want services subscribed on this thing. They need that so that they can mitigate some of those L's they take in every time they build one. It's part of the reason why they're not building as many digital editions and Series S's as they are the more premium SKU that they sell. And it's because if I'm taking a loss every time I make this, I'm going to make less of them, so I'm losing less money. I'll make more as time goes on, and the cost of making that goes down. But until then, I'm going to keep it to a low number, which is what we saw at launch. Like you saw, with your stock that you got in. For every, like, I think this was consistent across all GameStops, but I think even you said before that you like, if you got 5 Xboxes in, 4 of them were like Series X, there's like 1 Series S.
Yeah,
right?
It was like everybody got 2 of the S's, and it was just scaled up from like either 4 to like 8 of the X's, depending on your store.
Right. So it's just significantly more X's than S's, and that makes sense because the one of them is being sold $200 more than the other, and while meanwhile they're both using the same architecture. They're both using generation 4 NVMe SSDs. That stuff isn't cheap. Like, people look at the overall resolution of the Series S and say, "Oh, it's a piece of crap." La 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 la. Like, look, they don't look into the details. The details is you can't build a system on PC that's anywhere close to that price point.
True.
And Microsoft can't argue down their partner manufacturers and other companies to build that anywhere close to $300 per unit. So yeah, but some games it's not hitting 1080p. But guess what's happening? But the cost is still the cost, and that's why they just won't make a bunch of them, because that number, when that comes out in those financials, they don't want to be telling their investors, yeah, we sold so much, but then we lost so much as well. Like they don't want to have that kind of conversation on their investor calls. Taz says he sent me a DM here. What's this?
Jesus.
All right. So yeah, from Game Rant community forums, it seems that a total of 10 to 15% of all PS5 consoles in the US are owned by scalpers. Yeah, that kind of tracks what we were talking about with the whole attach rate thing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but shout out to Evermore Saga with the $1.99 super chat. Thanks for the support, homie. I would imagine for Microsoft, their attack rate is on Game Pass. And look, man, I think everybody knows is at that point, Game Pass means more to them than the console. Not saying the console's not important, because that's what they're going to use to like funnel people into the ecosystem until the ecosystem becomes self-efficient to the point where they can just promote it in other places without having to have a system to do it at. So I do think that's definitely a possibility. And also shout out to you, man. You've been holding it down on Prime Time since I've been gone. I've never been the show, but I truly enjoy listening to you guys talk about the stuff y'all talk about since I haven't been there. Cause I still listen every Monday, and you guys have some really good conversations. So keep doing what you're doing over there, man. And we'll always support what we can. But what do you think about that, Slow-Mo? What do you think Xbox is? What do you think their move is? Do you think systems are still the dominant thing that they want to push, or do you think that it's basically Game Pass and that's it?
It's Game Pass and that's it. The getting people to Game Pass, their primary method of doing that and their primary way of getting people into Game Pass is still Xbox,
right? And
that's why they still make an Xbox. And until that stops being the case, they won't stop making Xboxes. They already. I did a video on this some months back, but they've insinuated this, and I fully believe it. They're already kind of got some preliminary plans for the next one that we haven't even heard about yet. Some stuff that just like, because AMD is already working on and has and I've talked with guys like Paul from shout out to Paul from Red Gaming Tech. I've talked to him and some other people that talk about where RDNA 3 is at. It's going to blow away RDNA 2. They're already working on RDNA 4. Like AMD and Nvidia be working well advanced on in the years advanced for the next generations. The stuff that they know they can do in the future, they've already got a ballpark idea of where they can go with things. This is the reason why they kind of want Xbox One's Game Core to really take off, because then they can really say, well, we can continue to keep iterating on hardware, not doing what a cell phone does, where they drop you a new product every year, but say like we do it every 3 years. And knowing how game development is, a good AAA game, minimum 3 years, 4 years for it to come out. We don't want developers developing on one SKU and then having to pivot to develop for another SKU. You kind of want Game Core to be that software that is allowing them to scale their game either way. Game design wise, it doesn't matter. Like game design wise, it's going to be what it is. You design your game for the lowest common denominator, but everything else you can scale it. And so that's kind of how they want things to work. That hardware, they're going to continue to keep making Xboxes,
right?
And I know they're trying to come out with some dongle, probably to connect to your smart TV or something like that. I know that they're eventually going to put xCloud on PC.
That's the play right there.
They're trying to seed Game Pass and a method to get the Game Pass in whatever way that someone might want to consume video games. And if it gets to the point where, and won't be anytime soon, but if it gets to the point where their Game Pass subscriber base is primarily playing games through other methods that aren't an Xbox console, then that's when they'll finally drop the Xbox. But until then, nah. They're going to just continue to keep making hardware, and they're going to continue to keep focusing on making sure games go to Xbox. I know we sometimes like the kid and mess around with people and talk about how PC seems to get everything. You know, PC don't got paid for Xbox Live. PC gets games before Xbox. But the flip side of it, not even the flip side, maybe the quarter side of it, because it's still not fair. Some of those games that used to be strictly on PC and never going to Xbox are finally starting to go there.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft Flight Simulator and what soon to be Age of Empires will be going to Xbox.
Whenever that happens.
Whenever that happens.
I mean, Shannon, it is Shannon. It is, I mean, shout out to Shannon Lotta. She is running that studio, so you never know. Oh, you just had a bad taste in your mouth, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll see.
Shout out to Shannon Lotus, though.
Yeah,
nobody should ever lose their job, and I'm glad they found a place for her to actually still be a contributing effort towards what Microsoft is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, to this whole conversation about what Xbox is doing, are they going to continue to keep making Xboxes? I think by the sheer fact that they have diversified the Xbox brand in so many different methods of getting to gamers is the reason why they're still in this, and Google Stadia is on their way out.
Yeah.
And so I say it to kind of
transition. I was gonna say transition to that.
Because look, first of all, shout out to the Grim Reaper, Agent 47, Phil Harrison, who has killed another platform. I tell you, that man, he don't miss. He is a silent assassin, and he be knocking these platforms out the park. He ain't got another one. I don't understand. Do we need to have a Rooney Rule for video game executives? I wonder, why does Phil Harrison continue to keep getting a job? It don't make sense to me. It does. Why is this dude always getting hired? What has he done in the past decade to let you know I need to hire Phil Harrison because he's going to successfully launch my platform? What evidence would ever give you the indication that's going to happen? And I mean, look, and he could be the nicest guy in the world. I don't mean to completely dog this man's name, but I'm just saying, can someone else get an opportunity? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some other people out here who have their head around this industry really well, really understand what the game is looking for, could really make some good decisions, and potentially avoid the L that Google took with this whole Stadia platform. Because frankly, everybody and their grandmama knew how this was going to turn out. You don't launch a platform with no games. They launched Google Stadia when a completely cloud-based video game platform at a time where strictly cloud-based gaming is not a majority, and people ain't really checking for it like that. With less games than Xbox's xCloud in beta. The beta had more games than your entire platform. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How do you not understand that you cannot launch a successful platform without a killer IP, a killer application that is on that gamers say, oh, I gotta play this game. I have to play this game. Halo Combat Evolved was that killer IP for Xbox. If it wasn't for Halo Combat Evolved, Xbox wouldn't be here right now.
No, sure wouldn't be.
That game was so revolutionary for console gamers. You had to buy an Xbox. You had to buy this big old VCR with this terrible Duke controller to play this amazing achievement in video gaming.
Yep.
Where would Nintendo be without Super Mario Brothers?
Not making theme parks.
They still be making playing cards or wherever the heck else they were doing before they got into the video game industry. Because without Super Mario Brothers, that game with Duck Hunt included for the Nintendo Entertainment System back in 85? What it was 84, 85?
84.
84. Put them in, it made it a must-have. If you're a video game fan, if you are a gamer, you had to have that in the 80s. For Xbox, you had to have Halo. For PlayStation, you had to have the multitude of great hits that was on the original PlayStation 1. What does Stadia have?
Games that you had to pay $60 for that you already owed 2 years ago on previous platforms, and no subscription service. So all the games you bought on there had an opportunity of disappearing if the service ever went away.
Now, why does Gaming Forte, GameStop branch manager, know this? But Phil freaking Harrison, $1 million executive, just burning money for no reason. Phil Harrison can't figure that out. Explain to me how these people, Google has all this money in the world. They got enough money to buy some more than small countries. They could buy middle-sized countries if they wanted to, but they can't buy a clue of how to launch a platform. It's about the games.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I don't care about your technology. Screw your technology. Is your games good? Because if your games aren't good, I'm not buying it. You could have a free platform. It could be completely free. It could be like, hey, even though it's not completely free because Google was charging you a subscription, and then on top of you having to go pay full price for the games.
Right.
It's so ridiculous. It makes no sense. But no, it could be completely free. Here's a free console. All right, so what am I do with this? Oh, you're gonna play games on it?
Not at these prices.
Okay. So what games am I gonna play on it? We got Borderlands 3. Yeah, I played that on Xbox 6 months ago. What else you got? Okay, we got Doom Eternal. Yeah, I played that on PlayStation 2 months ago. What else you got? Okay, we got Journey to the Savage Planet. Huh? What's that? Oh, that's a little indie game. We got it exclusive with us for like 3 months. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't care about that game. You just told me what that is. I don't even know what that is. What about Cyberpunk? Yeah. We get that eventually. By the way, with Borderlands, we don't have the latest build, so you're gonna have to wait. No, it was Division 2. Division 2. We're not getting the Warlords of New York until like 3 months later, but we're getting it. Dude, why?
Yeah.
Would I have your platform to do what? As soon as they said, hey, we just hired Jade Raymond. Oh, awesome. Cool. You hired Jade Raymond. I heard she's pretty good. What's she going to do? Is she going to integrate into your already established studios? No, she's going to start our studios.
She did collect that check.
But you launch later this year.
Hmm.
And almost it seems to me as if they thought AAA games were made the year. Because you bought the studio, Typhoon Studios, and shout out to them. I feel bad for them. Agreed to be purchased by Google and then given up on in a year. But you got Typhoon Studios that you acquired. You got Jay Raymond running your first party studios. You got 150 employees. You've poached employees, executives, good game developers from other studios to make your own studio. And then you give up on it in a year. A freaking year. AAA games aren't made in a year, Google. I don't know who told you they were. Some games don't get out of pre-production in a year. Do you even know what pre-production is? I don't think so. So I'm sorry. it's a wrap for Google. It's a wrap for so many reasons. The biggest reason is that the brand Stadia is already worth nothing. Brand name means a lot. Xbox almost irreversibly damaged their brand in 2013. People still talk about what they did in 2013. That was 8 years ago. They're still trying to recover from that. And what they did is nowhere near as bad as a launch as you had. Stadia is worth nothing. If this was the stock market, this would be one of them penny stocks. Y'all throw 4 or 5 pennies in that. Let's see what happens.
Is Dogecoin basically?
Yeah,
well, Dogecoin probably has a little bit more
Dogecoin.
equity.
It's not Dogecoin.
I actually like Dogecoin.
Because I think even if Elon Musk just tweeted out Stadia, ain't nobody buying that.
Listen, shout out to Elon Musk for making my investment go up by $100 today.
All right, I'm done. I'm done killing Google Stadia right now. I'm done killing. I'm just saying that this is why I fell flat. And it's not going to change anything. Oh, and one more thing, and I said this on Brap yesterday. Them focusing now on third-party partnerships or third-party acquisitions means nothing. What you just did to your first-party studios, those people know other people, and they know the people who you now trying to get with. And so you just basically laid off 150 people. No one's going to work with you. Who wants to be acquired by you now? Who wants to work with you, give you exclusive content? No, with the uncertainty that you might just give up on the video game industry tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today, hey, we're all good. I love you, bro. Yeah, let's make this game. Tomorrow, we done with that now. We ain't in this game industry no more.
Look, man, it's crazy. I mean, like I pulled up, first of all, shout out to this dying website that's about to go away. Your boy had Stadia because Destiny had a cheating problem, and I've been paying for it for the last 5 months or 6 months actually. And this is the reason, like Slomo said, is Stadia's gone, and outside of not having first party input, which is horrendous, games like this that are, especially a sports game that's $59.99. Why is this game still $60? Like $60 for 2020, like 2020. Look, even the legendary edition, $100 for last year's game. Are we serious right now? Let's just, I won't even go to GameStop's website. Let's just go to Best Buy. Let's see what Best Buy. Best Buy.
Did you put in Best Eye?
No,
Best Eye.
Yeah, probably did. Well, let's just type in what how much NBA 2K. Get off my screen. How much does NBA 2K? What does it say the new one? Is it on sale there? Probably is. So look, I can get this year's NBA for $10 cheaper than I could get last year's NBA. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is right here. Standard edition. $21. What is this? This is why Stadia is a failure. This is why it's a failure. This is why nobody gave. That's why everybody
was Nintendo. They think they can just keep prices high like Nintendo.
Right. It's like, but this is the reason right here. This reason is why all of us said when we heard that you had to pay for these games individually, we knew this service was going to fail. It was only a matter of time that it was going to fail. And guess what? It's not going to make it out of 2022 because third party ain't going to support it because they're going to be like, well, none of our fans are buying the game. So why put the effort into maintaining a service that nobody is actually participating in? It's like, we're not giving participation trophies away just for the hell of it. And this right here is the main reason of it. It's like, I don't get it.
So it was like, what was it? $69.99 was what that
on Stadia?
Stadia. What was the cost for that game on Stadia?
Oh, just so people can see. We'll go back to Stadia. It's right here. It's right here on the look, the nice little Stadia. Oh, look, there's the $100 version. Oh, wait, go back one more page. $100 for the Legendary Edition. Oh wait, look at all this. Like, why? Why is how much
Full
is Borderlands
price for
now?
everything. Borderlands 3. Borderlands
$60.
3 right now. I can almost guarantee it's not that
It's
much.
probably 20. I seen it on sale for $14.99 before.
Well,
14.
they will probably say
Is it?
hold on. They will probably say, Forte, you're using physical sales which tend to go lower quicker than digital prices do.
Oh,
And so,
really?
I'm not saying I agree with them. What I am going to do though is pull up.
I'm on the PlayStation Store right now.
All right, I'm gonna pull up Steam real quick. See what Steam is selling.
I'm on the PlayStation Store. The great PlayStation Store that we about to see. Shop the PlayStation Store. Let's look at PS5, PS4 games. This is why Stadia's failing. This right here.
So look, Borderlands, was it Borderlands 3?
How much is
Borderlands
NBA?
3 on Steam is $19.79.
Yeah.
NBA 2K20.
Oh man, they should be ashamed of themselves on PlayStation. Look at this. PlayStation doing the same thing Stadia out here doing. $60 for this game. Are you okay? Yeah, I can't jive with this. PlayStation, probably Xbox, probably doing the same thing, but I don't want to look at it. I don't even want to look at it because Xbox probably doing the same thing. Shout out
2K21 on Steam is also $20.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So shout out to Everborn Saga. Appreciate the $5 super chat once again, sir. He says, I don't think anyone could have saved Stadia. I always look at it and Luna as a POC and cloud service they want to offer to other publishers. Yeah, they do, but this is the difference. They don't have a ecosystem that is already built to get people into it. Like
right.
people don't go to an ecosystem to make the ecosystem. The ecosystem has to be there for them. Xbox, the only reason Game Pass is doing as good as it's doing is because people have an affinity for Xbox. People like the Xbox brand and they want to see it succeed. So you have people that go out there and they support that platform. PlayStation Now was a trash service for a long time. But guess what? People supported it because it was something that was PlayStation. And guess what? As they supported it, the service got better. As competition came from other places, the service got better. What the heck is Stadia done? Stadia got worse. Like you didn't even check. Like the one fundamental thing you could have did to get people into your ecosystem to make them want to be a part of it, you blew by saying you got to pay for games that you probably already got on another platform, and not only on another platform, you got for cheaper. That to me was a fundamental mistake. And shout out, like you said, to Agent 47. shout out to Jay Raymond for getting the bag. She got paid twice. She got paid from EA. She like Ninja out here. Ninja got paid for working 6 months. Jay Raymond, they gave her a studio and they said, make us a game. And she was like, she probably didn't even get through the planning and development phase of that game or whatever they were doing. And she already left the company with a bag. So shout out to her. But guess what? Google's one of those companies out there that's worth $1 trillion. And this is just a drop in the bucket for them. But this isn't a surprising thing to anybody because everybody knew that this was possibly going to happen. Did we think it was going to happen this soon? Absolutely not. But it did happen. And shout out to Taz. He says 2K20 is on Game Pass. Another L, because he's right. It is in Game Pass, along with every other sports game pretty much from EA or 2K over the course that came out 2 or 3 years ago. So
now we got shout out to Railzair 00 in the chat that said pretty sure Stadia is a different development process. It is slightly. It's not. I mean, I'm not a developer at all, but I like to read up on that kind of stuff. And what I read was there's a little bit of extra work that developers have to put in to make sure that their games run on Stadia, which is normally the reason why, which is also part of the reason why Stadia is just not very ease of use for developers and third-party developers to have to put their games on that platform when you have a much smaller user base and you have to put in additional work to make it work there. Now, it's not a drastic change. It's not like they have to completely change their game engines or things like that, but it is a little bit more work for very little return on investment. And which is the reason why we see that only for the bigger publishers do their games launch day and day on Stadia. Usually for other games that Stadia is getting, it ends up being there like a little bit later. So that's just another L on their side, because if you are trying to get into the industry, you want to take away barriers of access, take away reasons why people should not choose you, not add on to it.
Yeah.
And in regards to Luna, at least with Amazon, they had the wherewithal to build studios and try to get first-party games before trying to launch their platform. They at least had the understanding that they needed that before they could. They need that to ever have any shot. Now, if I don't know, Forte, if you read up on it, but Jason Schreier has got the 411 on in the internal, ins and outs and all the tea on Amazon Game Studios, and good grief, it's pretty bad there. Well before they canceled half their games, well before they showed that game Crucible and then canceled it. The only one that I think we know of that is still in development. There are other games in development, but the only one that's been revealed is the New World, and that one had to be kind of delayed and retooled in the studio. The team with Amazon Game Studios that was working on the Crucible has been folded into the team working on the New World. There is a lot of really some of the same stuff that we can tell is going on with Google, where top executives are not listening to the video game people that they hired to help them launch this platform.
Yeah.
They want AAA amazing experiences, but they don't want to give the manpower to make it happen, and they don't want to spend the money to make it happen.
Right.
Well, you don't get what you asked for. You got to put in the money to get the kind of quality that you're looking for, and if you don't do that, then you're going to get disappointment. It's crazy.
Yeah, Everborn, he reiterates, he says, I meant like back-end services they could offer the publishers so they could market it as their own cloud service, like Azure deal Microsoft has with Sony. I kind of knew that, I kind of thought that's where you were going, but the difference, like I said, once again, Microsoft has a platform that they built that has a benefit to them that Sony wanted to be a part of. If Game Pass was to fail today, Azure Cloud Network ain't going nowhere, because that's literally the backbone of Microsoft when it comes to what they want to do through their cloud computing, and everything right now is used in pretty much every facet of what their business model is going forward from today. And ever since Stadia basically became CEO of the company. So I agree that that's what they want to do, but basically it's more of not them trying to like have the deal like Sony did when they came to them for Azure. They're trying to be what Apple is. They want to have an ecosystem where third parties want to get a part of that ecosystem and say, this is a place that you could come that you don't have to build out your own, ecosystem yourself to actually get your games playable. But the problem is what's in it for these other developers. Like Apple has a built-in ecosystem because there's millions and millions of iPhones out there. So the fact that is the benefit for them. They're looking like, I can have my game in the hands of these billions of people that can play on iOS or play on Apple TVs or play on iPads and stuff like that. And it's been known that people play a lot of games on their tablets and on their phones and stuff like that. So it makes sense for a company like Apple to not produce any type of product other than the hardware that you're playing on and be able to monetize that to let other people get a piece of their player base. That's why Xbox wants to get onto iOS, because not being on iOS is not a death sentence, but it is a huge part of the player base that you're missing out on. That's why they're trying to find a workaround to go through the Safari browser, which is a smart idea for them to do. But Amazon, I mean, like he's calling it Amazon, Google, yes, they have YouTube, but where's the integration to YouTube, like watching a YouTuber play the game and all these things that they
all
promised?
that stuff that they said they were going to have, and they still don't have all that.
And that's so what's the benefit? So, like, yeah, the benefit was, a YouTuber could be playing our game and there will be a buy now button on the screen. Where is that? So all the stuff that you promised on the back end, you didn't even do. And then on top of that, you turned around and said, we're out. We don't even have enough faith in our own development house to even go forward with this. So why would third party want to go along with it if you jumped out? It would have been something different if they just made it and said this is an ecosystem for third party. But once they see you jump out, they're like, well, you don't even believe in it. And you made it.
And you're not going to get any developer to make exclusive content for you at this point.
No.
Because even you won't make exclusive content for you. So why should they? So all you're going to get are third-party ports at this point. And third-party ports is all you've been getting the entire time. So this move is basically you're conceding. You got the white flag. You're trying to raise it up so you can just wave it. But you almost there. You already told your people to lay down their arms. The fight's over.
The fight's over.
There's been too much bloodshed. We made mistakes. Mistakes were made. We should have never bothered these nice people.
These nice people. These people are very, very nice out here, man. They're very nice.
And it's a waste of time, man. We said this before it even came out. Like, Google isn't going to be in this for the long haul. Give it 2 years. I said it on Brat a year ago. Give it 2 years. We ain't even be talking about a Stadia platform. It's going to be gone. Here we are, a year in. They already laying people off, dropping studios. Yeah. This it's not much. It's not long for the world. We're going to be focusing in on Luna and watching that train wreck occur in front of us. So
that's all it looks like. That's going to really truly happen from all this. But there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about before we close this out, and it's got something to do with PlayStation, because PlayStation's making these moves out here. So God of War, my favorite game of last generation, got its 4K 60 frames per second patch. And I always wonder what God of War would feel like on a PC. And oh boy. boy, it doesn't feel great. Slow-mo, did you get a chance to try out this patch yet?
Not yet. I will though. I've been. Let me say what I've been doing. I have been playing. All my games on PC, of course, but on PlayStation, I was going through Borderlands. I said Borderlands. I actually been playing Borderlands 3 on it. I did get it, and because I like the haptic feedback there, or that they added to it. But Control, Ultimate Edition, and Division 2 on PlayStation are what I've been playing so far. I will get into that one soon though, because I want to play that at the 60 frames per second. Yeah. Oh, look at Narco said favorite game of last gen when he played 2 games. Oh man.
Well, okay, she got me on that one.
But
still doesn't change the fact.
I like the nice comment she made there. From the Asher Luca, maybe I'm biased, but Slow-Mo and Narco are consistently entertaining, knowledgeable, and funny. And you know,
Yeah,
she's right.
She's
We
right.
are consistently entertaining, knowledgeable, and funny. I'm sorry, Forte. You are a knowledgeable bastard. I tell you, you just know so much, and you're entertaining, sir. So
Slow mo. Well, slow mo.
yes,
You are one of the most entertaining people. You're funny, you're charismatic, you know how to start, you know how to take a punch, but you also know how to beat a person down when they talk too much junk to you. And I appreciate that about you. And I think this whole chat does too. So
who me?
yeah, you, man. You.
Yeah.
You.
You know, I
Yeah,
do what I do
I
sometimes.
laugh every time you call Artemis. I laugh. It's funny to me. And
You know, we all know. Look, it's a Rodimus. It's a Rodimus.
Rodimus. No, but yeah, for me, when it comes to this patch, like I really wasn't expecting a lot when I saw it. I was like, yo, okay, 4K 60 frames, let me go in. And I was like, yo, just swinging the axe feels good. It felt good before. It feels great now. Like I think if you haven't played the game, first of all, God bless you trying to get a PS5, because that's what it's going to take to experience
man, it's
this.
Hunger Games trying to get the PS5
Right.
out.
That's what it's going to take to.
Red Volunteers tribute.
Wait. Someone said send them a link, slow mo.
He wants a link.
He want a link.
Look.
He want a link.
Look, hey, Lil Rod here.
Oh
okay?
my God, he wants a link.
Don't get a link. Come in here and you sound like Pee Wee Herman, okay? Because I'm telling you, the amount of jokes that are going to come out of that, I'm telling you, if you ain't got no bass in your voice, you better pretend. You better come up here with a vocalizer or something, or whatever it is, those voice changers that you know that the criminals use whenever they make illegal phone calls and stuff.
Sir, the link is there. I sent it to your DM. So if you really truly want to come in, you are more than welcome, sir. I will sit back and listen to everything that's going on. Luca, I sent you your link too. So if you want to join whenever you're ready, you can join too, my dear. Yeah, so no, Jay Darkside, I think he did say, yeah, no, it's 1440p upscale. You're right. It just looks
for God of War.
Yeah, God of War is 1440p upscaled to 4K, but who cares? It looks freaking phenomenal.
I heard the performance. Don't even do the performance mode.
No, don't.
Yeah, because there's no point. There is no point. Yeah, it's just do the straight up regular mode, because it's still 60 frames per second, but the visual presentation looks better.
Yeah, it definitely does look a heck of a lot better.
I mean, like, I enjoyed God of War when it first came out. I played
Lord.
and no, there's no slander here. It's just that like for me, it's like it's a good game. But here is Lil Rod with no icon. What's up, man?
In the bushes, no voice,
no mic. What's going on, man?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you. All right.
Okay. First of all, you don't sound like a chipmunk, so we're happy.
Okay. It's
baby
it's Artemis. It's not Artemis. I don't know why y'all keep saying Little Rod, Hot Rod, or Little Rock, Arkansas, whatever y'all trying to call me. Y'all slandering my favorite cartoon, man. I know.
Transformers is one of my favorite cartoons too. I watched Transformers the movie when I was a kid. I cried when Optimus Prime died, just like everyone else.
It sure did.
Okay. I said, how could you not get that name though, man? I'm sitting here listening every week, and I get my name butchered every time.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be real with you. It's just funny now, because it's like you should expect us to say it wrong now. Like it's before it was. Oh man, I can't believe I said his name wrong twice in a row. Then it was like, that was kind of funny.
Oh, you know the funny thing is, my government name is basically the same way since I've been in kindergarten, and it's a very simple name, Aaron. My name is Aaron, and they kill me on that too. I've been called
Aaron.
Yes,
hey,
my
Ron.
name
First
is
of all,
spelled with an
It is
ERIN.
not difficult to say his name correctly, okay? I'm so sorry for these two. I don't know what happened in the raising process, what made them think it's okay
I think
to
it's the
say
East
people's
Coast.
names incorrectly.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
Slow-mo doesn't know how to pronounce anything, so maybe it's that, you know. So.
No. Forte doesn't know how to pronounce anything.
Forte doesn't know how to spell things out.
Yeah, he's
Gregor
all
told me
the
how
way
you
around.
misspelled DPS.
Oh,
Yo,
shut up.
did you see earlier when he typed in Best Buy, he got Best How do you misspell Best Buy?
Whatever.
We all
But
have
great
our
show,
thoughts,
guys.
man.
Great show, guys. I just want to drop in and say hi. So
Okay.
Oh,
So
sir,
look,
we're gonna have to get you on for a
say your
full
name
show.
accurately from here on forward for the next 5 minutes, at least.
at least,
At
it's all
least.
good.
We
It's all
got
good.
We got you a Rodimus.
All right, that's fine. Thank y'all. All right, I'll catch y'all.
All right,
Yeah,
take care,
thank
man.
you, bro.
Have a great night, man.
You too.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, I love how he just came in here and say, listen, Slow-Mo, you gonna stop calling me by my wrong name
He's
every
like,
damn
send
day.
me the freaking link.
Send me the link.
link.
I must defend my honor. I am not Artemis. I am not Little
Hot-
Rod. Hot Rod. Burning Rod. I am Rodimus. All right.
Amazing.
How's it going, Luke?
Yeah, how's it going, Luca?
It's going quite well. Thank you for asking. I'm just enjoying this great show, you know, having a good time listening. You guys are doing a great job. Yep.
First of all, your avatar is fire.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
literally.
much.
And there's fire in it.
There's fire in it.
Oh yeah, Gregor did a great job. Very
Yeah,
talented.
Well, we know that, but God, it's like I always try to figure out what else could he do to a hyena, and then he does this, and I'm like, sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
I gotta talk. We gotta talk.
He
to this
never-
man. I gotta talk to this man.
He never fails to impress me.
Oh Lord, he
also
says the
never
nerve of
fails
people
to,
calling him little.
to miss an opportunity to drop some slander. It says the nerve of Luca calling people little.
So yeah. So
Luca, did you ever? We were just talking about God of War. Did you ever play God of War?
No, I was playing Destiny. I mean, okay, no. I put like 20 hours into it, and then I went back to Destiny.
you
wow,
never.
wow. You
Why
never
didn't
finished
you
it?
finish it? You didn't like it?
That's like close to finishing it. I think it's only like 23,
It's 30.
25 hours.
Yeah, it took
Really,
me
because
32.
I got the Blades of Chaos and I stopped playing. Is that near the end of the game?
It's
Not
towards
quite.
yeah, it's like 60%.
Yeah, about 60, 70%.
Yeah, it's not because okay. How do I say this?
Destiny.
So
Oh, be
no.
careful.
I had just finished playing Persona 5, and that game kind of sucked the life out of me, dude. Pause. So
Oh,
you know,
no.
by the time God of War came out, I was playing it, but I was like, man, I can't do it. I need like something mindless.
Gotcha.
Do you see yourself ever going back to finish it?
Yes.
You should. It's I'm definitely gonna play through it again on if I can find out how to get my save to go over that I literally have, but it doesn't let me port it over to start it. I hate PlayStation sometimes.
Yo, I just saw something that, hey, I don't know if you guys saw this a little while ago, and that there's word coming out that Activision Blizzard does not expect Overwatch 2 or Diablo
They come
4
out
to
this
be
year.
released.
Just first of many games that's not gonna come out this year.
Yo, what has happened to Blizzard? I mean, I know we said this before, but good grief, Blizzard is just
Maybe they're just dealing with everything going on, man.
as possible. But I mean, just I remember they showed when they initially showed Overwatch 2, wasn't they insinuating that was going to come out pretty soon?
Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
Oh.
Overwatch too.
Yeah,
they showed that like 2 years ago.
I don't think they need to come out with an Overwatch 2. They probably figured the same thing too. So
Yeah, they could have incorporated everything they were going to do for 2 and just put it as a big expansion of the original Overwatch. I think it would have been just fine. But I think the Overwatch community probably is just upset that you showed them something, kind of told them this was coming soon, and then 2 years later it still ain't here. And Dragon Age. I mean, I was about to say Dragon Age.
It's on your mind, man.
It is
Dragon
on my
Age,
mind. It's always on my mind. Diablo 4. I mean, that's just been so much like drama from the very start. So,
well, ever since Rod put out that tweet where he showed his cat play with the Diablo logo,
Rod, which Rod? You talking about Rodimus or
Ferguson?
Oh, Ferguson, that Rod. Okay,
That Rod. Ever since Rod Ferguson put that tweet out with his cat playing with the logo, I kind of figured. I said, "Yeah, this game ain't coming no time soon."
Yeah. I mean, I wonder in what state Diablo was in when Yukara and Ferguson showed up.
Well, that's what Erodimus just said. He said Mike Ybarra and Rod Ferguson happened to them.
But
that
I mean,
that could be a good or a bad thing. You never know.
It was a disaster before they got there. I wouldn't lay that on their head when the game was in development hell for like years before they showed up. I mean, I wouldn't want to be the one that is held responsible for someone else's mess. And I come in to try to fix it, but it's just, I'm kind of behind the 8 ball as it is. So you're just really trying to make sure that you can release a playable game at launch. It's just whenever it can launch. And if maybe they made a decision that like this is so bad, we just need to start over. Just reboot this development, start from scratch again, because I know they had to already had to reboot it before. So yeah, it's just wow. I mean, I enjoyed Diablo 3. I kind of was looking forward to this, and it's crazy because Diablo 3 came out at the end of last generation. No, the end of
Diablo
2 generations
3,
ago. Diablo 3 came out.
I love Diablo 3, but that ship has sailed. I try to go back and play it every once in a while, and I say, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit. Yeah, exactly. It's like the funniest thing about that game is just racing to level up, and then you play it for probably a couple of days, and then after that, it's like I'm tired of this content loop.
Right.
It kind of just wears on you a lot. But since we have Luca here, Luca,
what's up, bro?
You have been playing a lot of Sekiro, whatever way we want to call it, and you have been enjoying yourself, and you've been on your PlayStation a lot recently.
It's been on. Well, I've been on PlayStation, like watching YouTube, but I've been playing Sekiro on my Xbox.
Oh, let's talk about how PlayStation is the best place to watch your media.
It is the best place to watch your media. I think it's great. I love the YouTube app on PlayStation. The way I can just transition.
Is really good.
It is good over
transition over to like Netflix or Crunchyroll is really easy.
Did you get the remote?
Remote?
Did you get
PlayStation 5 media remote?
No.
Lucas, I'm just gonna use my DualSense. That's all I need.
Yeah, I got the controller. I mean the remote. It's all right. So I kind of wish it can turn your TV off and on and stuff. So it's more than just the PlayStation and handles the volume and all that. It's all right.
I see. You had to make justifications for why you spent your money on something pointless. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ooh-wee. So
it has a point. It's not a good point, but still has a point.
Okay, boo.
Okay. So I have a question, Luca.
What's up, bro?
This is from your fire team. You already know
what?
Your fire team.
My what?
You heard me.
Oh look, no, we ain't doing Destiny.
We
talk
ain't doing
right now.
Destiny. I'm just having a conversation with my fire team member,
What's up, man?
my best friend, my family, my fire team. You know, the person that I lock arms with day in day out for 2.5 years on this game.
Did you get to the question?
And I want to know when she like me and Taz was talking about this, and he just hates Destiny talk. It's like the bane of his existence.
Can you get to the question?
So, Luca, are you going to come back for season 13?
See, look, didn't you just say this wasn't about Destiny, and then
I said we're not going to let this. We're not going to listen. Destiny. Calm down. I'm just asking my fire team member about Destiny. Why? Because there's a lot. Listen, there are a lot of people in here. There's a lot of people in our chat.
Conversation now. Matter of fact, let's wrap it up.
Listen, there's a lot of people in our chat
Shout out to the chat. 34 people in the chat. Thank you for rocking out with us. You guys are great. We've been going on for about 2 hours and 18 minutes. This is normally around the time that we wrap it up. So let me talk about what you can expect from my channel going in the future. I got a couple of videos coming out, but also I will be on Breakfast with Boom tomorrow with Double Barrel Gaming Boomstick.
Of course you will be. I said, of course you will be with your 30 podcasts a week.
Look, well, you know what? I guess you can say that now about me and not Forte, because Forte is
I can say it about you, buddy. Bucko.
Anyway, I will be there. Come check us out. We're going to talk a little bit more about Mass Effect, some other topics that Boom has got started. And I will also be on the Ash and Lucas channel on Saturday as we continue to talk about Mass Effect, because why not, right? And as well as maybe some other random crazy phone calls that voicemails that Luca might have for us. And and just watch out for my videos. I'm closing in on that 1,000 pretty soon. So check out the channel, and hope you guys have a great night.
Well, Slow-Mo, I really truly appreciate you for cutting me off. And you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna let it be because I'm about to cry. He just ended the show. He's like, I'm about to be the host. I'm into this. Okay. Luca. Truly appreciate you coming on for the little bit of time that you did come on. We always know you are gonna be a part of the family and stuff. So let the people know what you got going on your great channel. What are you working on, and what's the games that you've been playing?
You guys can find me on Twitter at the Ash and Luca, or on YouTube at the Ash and Luca. I'm not currently playing any games. I just finished my finished playing some Sekiro. Got pretty close to getting the 1,000, but getting those skill points is a real fucking headache. So, but yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter or YouTube. Podcast Saturdays called Scumcast. We like to have fun with it.
Yes, we do. Yes,
there's
we do.
No drama over the Scum crew, allegedly. So yeah, you guys have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, while we're on that thing, Luke, thank you to everybody that goes to that channel and supports it, because she helped us get to where we are, and this is like our small way of giving back to her. It just helped. It means a lot to us to basically see you guys support her, and we just want to see everybody else in our community grow. So if you guys got anybody that you guys want to see spotlighted and stuff, just let us know and stuff, and we'll check out and we'll see what we can do from there. But outside of that, it's Gaming Forte everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live. Truly appreciate you guys for coming through on this episode of DPS Podcast. Episode 21 is in the bushes right now because Slow-Mo literally wouldn't let me finish my segment and ask Luca the burning question that me and Taz truly wanted to know. But I'm not going to ask it now because Slow-Mo's going to leave and he'll rage quit the podcast, because that's what Slow-Mo does. So we will see you guys next week on Slow-Mo Backstage channel. Facts, at least we will see you next week on Slow-Mo Backslash channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. 1,000 subs is right around the corner, and we will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night, guys. Peace.
See you later, guys.